Hey everybody, it's Kelly and happy December. It is my most favorite time of year. I've talked about it. I'm doing my most favorite project, not just of the year, but probably my most favorite project other than the very first one I made, which was a scrapbook for my grandfather. Anyway, I have my album all ready to go. I've actually chosen my photos for the day today, and we'll talk a little bit about these, but I want to talk just to you about a couple of little tips and tricks. Today will probably be a little bit longer video. I have time to do that. But here's my album all ready to go. I have loaded in my page protectors. So this is a Simple Stories album. It comes with more than this, but this is what, or less than this, but this is what I have chosen. So I'm just going to yank this out right away because I know this is the page protector that I'm going to use, which is the two 4x6 photos up. Anyway, so that's all ready to go. I have some stuff in the back here already that I'm thinking about using or I'm going to use. So my December calendar that you will see as I go. I have the number 25 I'm thinking about using. I wanted to keep that at the top of my mind. These are the receipts for when I do the wrapping. So we'll kind of see how all of this goes, but this is where I am so far. So let me tell you a couple things. I told you I already have my pictures chosen for the day. I also wanted to let you know just a couple little tricks. So we all work, right? Well, a lot of us work anyway. And how do you do this on a work day, especially when you have a crazy schedule like me where I work 12-hour days sometimes? So I'm going to be totally upfront here about what I do. And that is, during the season, I have photos of activities that I'm doing that may not occur on the day that I'm actually scrapbooking it. My December daily is really a story a day, and really it's a holiday daily because I go through the first of the year. Sometimes I start at Thanksgiving. This year I did not. I don't always celebrate Thanksgiving. Sometimes I'm kind of quiet and by myself. And part of that is because my family is not always here and I can eat with friends, but sometimes I choose not to. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But as I was starting to do some decorating, I took some photos. Like this is of my nativity set. It's in a new spot this year. These are some things that I'm making. So you'll see a page about these. These are some more things that I'm making. This is a gift from my mom, a couple of other things, some ornaments that I'm making. So I have these and I will tuck them in a 6x8 page protector in the back of my book here. And the reason I'm going to do that is that on days where I work a lot or I don't have a great story to tell, this stuff will go in on those days. I will also, full disclosure, tell you that I may not always make every photo on every day. There is one day of the week where I work a really, really long day and don't get home until 10 o'clock at night a lot of times. For me to create a layout and get it uploaded for you on those days can be a little bit crazy. And the same thing would happen every day. I go to work and that's what I do. I get up, I go to work, I come home, I go to bed. So those are the days that I use for these stories. And I also may pre-make those. So I might make them the day before. I don't do them way out in advance because otherwise I would not know what page protectors to use. But on one day I might make two layouts. And that's okay with me. Seriously, on that day, I don't have time to scrapbook. I'm exhausted. I also want to be looking at all of the other creators who are creating December Daily. So there's the full disclosure. That's how sometimes I get ready for the day. So my album is prepped. The other thing, guys, go back and look. This is my basket of goodies. It's hard to see because I have the camera much focused in. But this is the embellishment stuff and the letters I'm going to be using for scrapbooking, not just December Daily, but my Christmas layouts. And then I also have my folder, and there's more than one of these actually, but folder of papers. This is the main papers that I'm going to be using this year. That's all set aside. It's right next to me here. It's all ready to go so that all I have to do is grab that stuff and I'm ready to scrapbook. So there is a December Daily prep video. Go ahead and you can grab that. I'll try to remember to put it in my description at the bottom if you haven't seen it. Otherwise, just go to my December Daily 2019 playlist. I also have December Daily playlists for December 2017 and 2718 of the daily videos. Plus, I also have some December daily album flip throughs. I just have posted 2 of those from 2015 and 2016 of albums that I had not flipped through yet. So go ahead and grab those to have a look and some inspiration. Also, I do intend to do a layout a day, but I can't make you any promises, right? Because life sometimes happens. I do know that at one point in the month, I am going to be traveling for a couple of days, and that might affect my posting schedule. I might get it posted late, which is probably what's going to happen. I'm pretty sure I'll be able to post that day, but it'll end up getting posted late. And or it might have to happen the next day, but I'm pretty sure I'll be able to do it. It'll just be posted late that day. So anyway, let's, I think that's all I need to tell you. If you have any questions, put them in the description box. If they're immediate questions, I will answer them right away. I always see your comments. Sometimes I don't comment back or like them until a week or a couple of weeks later, because this gets a little crazy during the holiday season. So anyway, so let's get scrapping today's layout. I'm going to just put this aside for now. My intention is that, you know, as I'm doing these, printing these, I kind of figure out what I want to do. So unfortunately, this is the same color of my mat, but there's this Hello December photograph. And what I do is I just go online and just put in Hello December photograph or something like this. So in this particular case, this one says, Hello December, make my wishes come true. My sister and I had brunch today at a really beautiful spot really close to us. We were supposed to go up north. I live in Wisconsin, but it's snowing lightly here, which is cool since I'm starting December daily. Up north, it has been snowing all day. We're just going to do a short trip. We would have had to have driven 2 hours away, but we would have done that up and back in the day, and that will not work with the way it's snowing. So instead, we had brunch together at this beautiful spot near us. The restaurant is in an old church, so I took the picture of what they've done here. My intention is to probably back-to-back these photos with a journaling card up here. Speaking of journaling cards, well, actually, I have a bunch of journaling cards here. We'll talk about that in a minute. The other thing I did is I had a little flip through some of my supplies before we started, just thinking about things. Since it is snowy, this is aqua. This kind of makes me think of this kind of a thing. I grabbed these snowflakes, because I know you're all thinking, Kelly used snowflakes, because I've talked about how many snowflakes I have. The other thing I did grab is I grabbed the new pack of die cuts here. And this pack of acrylic shapes. I don't even remember what's really in here. I think there's no bluey aqua in this year's. I think it's all more of a green aqua. And I'm going to grab, because I can kind of see, ooh, here, this shape here. Let's see what this shape looks like, because there's just this cute little scallop here. Yeah, definitely. It's green, which is fine because there's green in these these pictures. But anyway, so I might use some of these. I'll probably tip those out and take a look. And then I grabbed my labels here that I've cut apart from years past. Labels and cut aparts and that kind of stuff. So I've got some of the aqua and the gray, since that seems to be prevalent. So there's what I'm starting with. We'll see what happens. So let's look at what I think we should do. So I went through my 4x6 cards and then just chose a bunch of them that I thought could work here. This little piece wants to stay with me, I guess. And so I'm thinking, I like this. It says, hearts will be glowing when loved ones are near. It's the most wonderful time of year. So I thought that's kind of a nice start to the kind of year. And remember, these two will be on the back side. Now, these photos are smaller, obviously, than the cards because because these are not true 4x6 because they came out of my phone. So I'll just trim the cards up if I can. We'll see how that works. It may work with some of these, may not with all these. So I kind of like this because this would be on top of this photo and it's green. The one thing I don't like is there's not a lot of room for journaling on this. So I think I'm going to eliminate this one right away. I like this one because it says, love this story. Now that would be a little bit smaller. than this. I could trim it this way though and do it that way, or I could put paper, so I kind of like that, and that brings the green back in as well. I like this one because it says wonder and joy, which is nice, and I want to kind of look at this separately. I think that's nice because it brings in all the colors that are in that photo, and it is kind of wonder and joy. And then I have this one that says December 2019. Now, I like that because it's a nice way to start this out, but it's kind of plain. I think right now I want to start with this one, and I'll have to trim this up, right, to get this all to fit. So I think what I'm going to do, and you'll see me do this quite often, guys, is I'll trim, oh, actually, that's going to be back to back with this piece, which is smaller than these. So my thoughts are I'm going to have to put this on some sort of paper, but these acrylics want to come and stay, don't they? Which this would be nice to put an acrylic on here. So I'll probably try to do that. So I have plenty of room to tell this story, but not, what do I want to say? But not, but need also some thinking about, you know, pieces here, or pieces, you know, things to put on. So I'm just going to take my trimmer, my scissors right there, and just trim that right off. So now that is the same size as all the photographs are, and I think I'll put the white on top just because there's a lot of room there. Now, what do I do about this? Because it's not the same size, I'll end up laying whatever paper I choose onto the back side of that. Now, I'm thinking kind of a blue paper might be nice there, but I'm also thinking that if I do that, it would not contrast enough. So let me see if I can find one like this. This is a really pretty snowy paper. And see what I mean? That beautiful photograph gets lost. Now, it would be cool if I wanted to make these 4x6, this would be a nice paper to do with that, because that would look really nice together. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to use the blue in this particular case because it will get lost. I'm thinking maybe a green might work. Because there's so much green here. You also can use these journaling cards behind as well too, just so that you know that that's an idea. This is not a good example. I'm thinking, look at that green. That doesn't look great with that. So green might not be my answer either. Now I am seeing, so I have some 6x6 papers here from other years. This could be kind of interesting, right? Because it's a number paper. So, you know, you'd kind of see that behind. So that's kind of a nice idea. I also have this Pretty Poinsettia print, which is way too busy. This is kind of cool because it really makes that pop, and I do like how it kind of echoes the colors in that. My other thought is, what about a gray? There's words here. I actually like that better than any of the other two choices so far. Now that's a 6x8, which is fine. Just kind of going through, I should be showing you guys this, my pieces of paper that I have here. There's a red. That's too busy. I really like the gray because I think that pops. Ooh, and here's another gray choice too, without any words. So I'm thinking this is definitely going to be gray. So let's look at this and I'll tell you why I make the choice I'm going to make, because I think I know what it is. So that I kind of like, but I really like this one better. I think part of it is I think with all the space, for some reason, those dots are distracting. With the numbers here, it just looks like a pattern. That's why. So now what I'm going to do is because I know this is going to be on the back of this, right? So what I'm going to do here is just take this, make sure it's in the proper direction here so that the words are running properly. Otherwise, that wouldn't be such a big deal. And then I'm just going to cut it like this. So this is one of the ways I save time. I don't need to worry so much about trimming to the right width or height or anything like that, because I'm just copying where I am. And yes, do they always do it exactly right? No, but you know, like, is it always exactly right? It's not always exactly right. Okay, so now the other thing, as I'm looking at this, I'm not seeing very much of the words here, and I'm thinking I did kind of a bad trimming job right here. I'm going to actually just put this through my trimmer. Okay, now it's straight because this edge was not straight. So I think I might want to trim off a little bit from this photo. So I'm going to do that on one side. And also a little bit on the bottom. Now I don't want to lose the last snowflake here because there's a little snowflake here that I really like. I think I still want a little bit more. I don't want to lose as much of that snowflake. I thought about this when I did this and I forgot that I might want to add a little bit more. So this is nice because you can see it says happiness and cheer, fun for all that child or something like that. So I think that's kind of nice. Now I like it like this, and I'm not going to embellish this particular piece because I think this is enough going on. That is one way, by the way, you can save some time, is just do that. Now, because these are going back to back, and one of these is a little bit bigger than the other, so I'll have to do that little trimming thing again, which I'm okay with. I do that all the time, and I'm good with that. Okay, so that's good. It's just a tiny little bit. It's not a lot, but tiny, tiny little bit. And I'll trim that out, and now I have that done. Now, these aren't the full width of the pockets. I'm okay with that. I really am, guys. You know, if you don't like that, you can trim out the 4x6 paper and do that, and you know, so that you have the full width. But my thought about that is, oh well. And what I'm going to do here is just pop these in here to see what I think. You know, what do I want to put on these? I think I like the idea of using these. Now, I do need, oh, and I was going to look at these too, wasn't I? Because what I could do is I still have to get a number on here somewhere, right? So do I want to do that? Now, these are kind of cute for future reference for me, that I could, you know, do something like that, and then I'd have an edge there. That's probably not going to be today's piece, though. I'm not loving that green. I do like the idea of some sort of backing here, though. These will slide. I could use silver because of all the gray, but I think I'm going to use the... Now if I do this like this, you'll see it on the next side. And I don't know that I'm wild about that. So I could also do these on here. One of the other things that I have talked about in the past is that if you have thicker embellishments and you put them inside the pocket, you're more likely for your pieces, your inside pieces, to slide around. So what I will probably do is I will probably put these on top, but if I do this, I'll need to journal with it like this, so I know I have enough room. And I think I really like them on the back here. I may put something here, we'll see. I'm gonna take a look. I think I just need a number on here, guys. I don't think I want a lot of extra stuff. I'm gonna see, I don't have a glitter number like that, I think. I'm going to my numbers from my set here. These were the puffy stickers from this year. These are the puffy stickers from last year. I think I'm just going to grab the one here because I think that will sit really nicely on that photograph right there. And this is puffy, but it's not very big. That's Elle Studio, this year's Elle Studio. So I'm just going to add this right here to the corner as straight as I can, which I did not get it straight the first time. That just goes in there. The biggest piece of today is going to be me journaling. So I've got that done. Now I could also add like a sequin or something here if I wanted to give it a little more like something. And maybe I'll look. I have my sequins pretty close here. Actually, I'm going to grab, I've got silver, I have white. I thought I had something in that kind of aqua color. And I know I have something in that aqua color. It's just, is it what I'm imagining? Now you're hearing me pulling things out of my drawers. This is sometimes what happens, right? Okay. Here are my sequins. See, I knew I had something in that aqua color. It's just, is it the icy aqua color that I'm thinking of? And that is not the one I wanted. So those are kind of icy. These are actually probably better. Size might not be right though. Oh, and I just saw Rachel Reynolds, who is a scrappy friend, and we do a series called Product Placement, and I just saw her using her sticking tool the other day, which I should be using myself right now. Okay, so these are probably actually the better color match, but because you can see through them, you really can't see them, and I don't like them this way. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do is just stick them down this way, like this. And I like that, just that little something. I can also carry that to the back if I want to. For sticking sequins down, I tend to use glue dots. And these are the little tiny micro dots. So they are really tiny, but they're perfect for sequins. So I just shove my sequin on there. And I kind of like how these sequins sort of echo the kind of dots of bokeh on here. So there's that one. And I keep putting this back, and I know I'm going to be doing things with this, so sometimes I'll do that to figure out, but I don't need to do that in this case. So I'm just going to put one here. So then I end up with an uneven number because I have one here and two there. So there's my 3. Then let's see if I think I need anything here. If I do that, do I want a sequin there? Probably to carry it through. The question is, do I want anything there? I definitely don't want to put it there. I think this kind of spoils the photograph. Just looking to see if there's anything in my little thing here. Like there's a celebrate that is in the colors. This says lazy day. I'm not sure that my day was so lazy here because we were up early. There is one that says snow day, and that would be appropriate to the story I'm going to tell here. And then I could pop another sequin here. Let me see what I think once I get this all down here, if I like this like this. I do like the idea of this snow day here, and I think what I'll do is move this over so that it's not like a label. Yeah. Ooh, my goodness. Sequins flying everywhere, so I'm just going to take this, cut this little bit off so you're just kind of seeing the white here. Now as I pulled everything apart here, my ATG went somewhere way away. I did catch a little corner of, we were actually sitting in the balcony. This was a church. And then we were sitting in the choir loft, I guess that's not a balcony, of the church, which was really cool. So we got to have this amazing view down to the main floor, which I thought was really nice. So there's that sequin, and there's this sequin. And I'm just going to put here. I'm not going to stick these down because, like I said, I'm going to put those, I'll end up putting the, I need to journal, and if I glue those down, it'll be on the outside, and then I won't know where to journal. I've done that before. I've learned the hard way. So guys, that's day 1 in the books. I'll come back, and when the journaling is all done, you'll see it tomorrow, because then I always kind of show you what I'm thinking for the layout for the next day. So happy December, everybody. I'm so excited. I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.